interesting. Now, one of the things that I heard you say earlier in your lecture was that the gold, frankincense, and myrrh in the Bible, the gold could have been
Yes,
turmeric?
from what we're looking at historically, the gold may be referenced as turmeric. Turmeric, or curcumin, specifically the part of the turmeric, but turmeric was sold and cost more than gold at the time. This is during the spice trade, or the trade route.
Sure.
And it was always nicknamed the golden spice, we'd say. And so there's a lot of reference that the myrrh, myrrh is Google, which is not the website, but the Guggul. Some people hear of Google Lipid as a product or products out there. Google is an Ayurvedic herb, has anti-inflammatory effects and cardiovascular benefits, like lowering cholesterol. And then finally, frankincense, which is Boswellia. So the three main herbs that were brought, the gift to the Magi, came from wise men.
That makes sense.
Very wise men.
I've never heard that before,
Right.
but that does make sense.
Right.
Because before, I always thought, okay, frankincense, myrrh, a couple of spices or
Right.
natural substances, and then gold.
Right.
Didn't really match.
Didn't make any sense. Right.
Fascinating.
Right.
So you talked about Boswellia today
Right.
as well.
Right.
Can you go into a few of the mechanisms of action for Boswellia,
Yeah.
the way that it might reduce inflammation?
Sure. So Boswellia is also blocks NF-kappa beta. It's also a 5-LOX enzyme. So there's two main pathways in the arachidonic acid pathway in terms of when we get omega-6s from our diet, which I talked about. We should be eating a plant-based protein diet, meaning less animal protein as possible and less highly refined oils, right? But too much of those trigger more inflammation, and then end up people taking pills that are blocking inflammation. Boswellia does that naturally on one of the main pathways called 5-LOX. It also has certain blocking aspects of what we call VEGF. These are vascular endothelial growth factors for cancer cells to grow, and also blocks a variety of transcription factors and enzyme processes. And the nice thing is that it's also been tested in many tissues. Breast, bone, brain, for example, is one of the areas that we study a lot, where brain tumors like glioblastomas have been shown to actually shrink. And we have a handful of patients now that are the longest surviving glioblastoma recurrent patients in one of the big hospitals in New York State. Of your state history.
Yeah. I'm sure I know which one.
Yeah, we all know.
Yes. And that's with Boswellia.
Boswellia.
Okay, awesome.
Right.